Watcher to 6 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
How's it going, troops? Jordan here, back again with another Call of Duty Modern Warfare Loadout video. In today's loadout video, we are rappelling into southwest Germany as we join the country's most elite special forces group, the KSK, in Modern Warfare multiplayer. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and without further ado, let's take a look at our mission briefing. This is a class setup based on the German Special Forces command group, the KSK. Making use of our training, we'll be fighting in counter-terrorism operations, equipping ourselves with the best German weaponry going. And in order to gain the upper hand, we need to use intel and specialist equipment to stun and surprise any enemies we may encounter. KSK stands for Kommando Spezialkräfte, translated into English as Special Forces Command, and is Germany's most elite Tier 1 Special Forces group, who have carried out several operations in Kosovo, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Afghanistan in recent times, dealing with counter-terrorism, hostage rescue, covert ops and much more. Prior to the KSK being founded in 1996, the West German government in 1973 had assigned all counter-terrorist and special operation missions to the GSG-9, Germany's highly trained police force which formed after the hostage-taking event that occurred during the 1972 Munich Olympics. However, the GSG-9 wouldn't show their limitations until 1994, amidst a Rwandan genocide. German citizens had to be rescued and evacuated by Belgian paracommandos as the German government refused to intervene, due to the fact that the GSG-9 was simply not trained to operate in such guerrilla situations, and had a lack of transport capabilities. As a result, numerous Belgian soldiers were killed on duty, and the political pressure quickly built on Germany to create their own special forces unit to tackle such operations. This is when the KSK was born. Concerningly, the KSK has come under heavy controversy and investigation over the last few years, as the German Federal Criminal Police Office in 2018 had uncovered a plot involving unknown KSK soldiers to murder prominent German politicians and carry out attacks against immigrants living in Germany, with neo-Nazi symbols being used at a farewell event by KSK members later that same year. This investigation of growing far-right extremism has now caused a partial disbandment of the KSK group, with their future being on the brink of collapse. So let's start off this German KSK loadout by taking a look at our primary weapon that we're going to be equipping. The KSK use an array of homemade weaponry designed and manufactured by Heckler & Koch, and a weapon that is seen in many of their training and military promotional videos is the G36 and its many variants. For this loadout, we'll do our best to recreate this weapon by selecting the G36 as our primary weapon. But of course we can't go in bare bones, so let's equip some attachments for our custom G36C. For our first attachment, we're going to choose a barrel, and I have selected the XRK Ultra Light. This slightly shortened barrel makes the Holger look more like the G36C while increasing our aim down sight time, so that's why it will be our first attachment. For our second attachment, we're going to choose a laser, and I've selected the 5mm laser. Laser sights are commonly seen attached onto the G36 rifle as the KSK breach into buildings. The closest looking laser sight seen in KSK training videos is the 5mm laser, which in-game provides us with increased hipfire performance and a faster sprint to fire speed. For our third attachment, we're going to choose an optic, and I've selected the 4x flip hybrid. This is another attachment that I've seen being used many times by the KSK. The flip hybrid optic provides a still EOTech sight with a 4x magnification scope that can be toggled on or off, so we'll equip this KSK optic as our third attachment. For our fourth attachment, we're going to look into the ammunition, and I've selected the 30 round mags. By default, the G36 uses drum mags, but we don't want that since we're trying to replicate the G36C. So we'll use one of our attachment points to equip the 30 round mags instead. And lastly, for our fifth and final attachment, we're going to look into the underbarrel section, and I've selected the tactical foregrip. Foregrips are always used by tier 1 operators to keep the accuracy high and the recoil low, and the KSK are no different. As we're dealing with counter-terrorism missions, we need a foregrip that will keep our weapon steady when aiming, and so that's why we'll choose the tactical foregrip as our fifth and final attachment. So those are going to be our attachments for our Holger 26. Now let's move on to our secondary weapon of choice for this loadout. The German KSK also use a good pistol as their sidearm, primarily the HK USP. Unfortunately, we don't have the USP available in Modern Warfare, so we'll choose the closest looking pistol to it, that being the M19. And just like our primary weapon, we can't go in bare bones, so let's equip some attachments for our M19 pistol. For our first attachment, we're going to look into the barrel section, and I have selected the XRK V Extended. This polygonal barrel shape gives our custom USP a fresh modern look for 2020 operations, while increasing its damage range and bullet velocity. For our second attachment, we're going to choose a weapon perk, and I have selected Frangible Disabling. Switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading, and when split seconds count, we need to disable any terrorists as quickly as, and so we'll choose the Frangible Disabling weapon perk to slow down their movement reactions. And finally, for our third and final attachment, we're going to choose a rear grip, and I have selected the Granulated Grip Tape. This grip tape provides an increase in aim stability and aim walking steadiness, which is good for us when checking corners with extra precision. So that's why the Granulated Grip Tape will be our third and final attachment. So those are going to be our primary and secondary weapons for this class setup. Now let's take a look at our perks and equipment that we're going to be selecting. For our first tier perk, we're going to go with Cold Blooded. Being a group dealing in covert operations, it makes sense for the KSK to camouflage and use their uniform to blend into their environments, so they can carry out their mission undetected. Cold Blooded in Modern Warfare helps us with this by removing our heat signature and allowing us to blend into the background on enemy thermal optics, so we'll go with Cold Blooded as our tier 1 perk. For our second tier perk, we're going to choose High Alert. Since the KSK also deal in counter-terrorism, this elite team of operators must be on high alert at all times, to take out any armed gunmen and avoid being shot. The High Alert perk in Modern Warfare grants us greater peripheral awareness by displaying a yellow indicator on our screen when an enemy sees us outside of our field of view, so that's why it will be our tier 2 perk. And lastly, for our third tier perk, we're going to choose Battle Hardened. Just like most special forces, a protective helmet is a must when out on patrol and during special ops. The German KSK wear olive green tactical helmets, which not only protects their head from shrapnel and incoming fire, but also lets them attach gear like flashlights to them, and so we'll choose Battle Hardened as our tier 3 and final perk to help us battle against hostile stuns and flashbangs. Moving on now to our equipment. For our lethal equipment, I have chosen C4. When the KSK move in onto a building where they believe their target is hiding, C4 explosives are used to detonate any barricaded or locked doors, so the operators can make their way inside and clear house. So that's why C4 will be our lethal equipment. And for our tactical equipment, we're going to go with the Flash Grenade. Flashbangs are typically used by special operation groups as a means of stunning and blinding the enemy, which gives the team an advantage for a few seconds to take down any hostile threats that may be lurking. So we'll choose the Flash Grenade as our tactical equipment. So now that we've talked about our perks and equipment, it's time to finish off this loadout by taking a look at our field upgrade of choice, and of course our selection of 3 killstreaks. For our field upgrade, we're going to go with the EMP drone. The German KSK further specialise in disarming and disabling enemy comms and other dangerous devices. So to replicate this, we'll use the EMP drone as our field upgrade to disable enemy claymores and mines and temporarily jam their comms. Moving on now to our 3 selected killstreaks. For our first killstreak, we're going to go with the UAV. Being a special forces group that deal with counter-terrorism and eliminating high value targets, intel is crucial for the KSK to plan out their mission of attack. The UAV drone in Modern Warfare flies high above the map and alerts us to hostile forces by displaying them as a red dot on our radar, so we'll choose the UAV as our first killstreak. For our second killstreak, we're going to choose the support helo. The KSK are known for their airborne tactics and rappelling from helicopter carriers. The closest looking helicopter to the ones I've seen in KSK training videos is the support helo, which is a heavily armoured attack helicopter that flies low around the map to eliminate any enemies it can detect. So we'll select the support helo as our second killstreak. And finally, for our third killstreak, we're going to choose the advanced UAV. The advanced UAV gives away enemy positions and their direction on our minimap, even if they have Ghost equipped. And as a tier 1 operator, this is just going to help us locate our high value targets and secure the kill. So we'll choose the advanced UAV as our third and final killstreak. Combining our weaponry, perks, equipment, field upgrade and killstreaks, defend Germany and its citizens, take on terrorists firsthand, and craft your name in to the history books. So troops, that wraps up my German KSK loadout video for Modern Warfare. Next time you boot up Modern Warfare multiplayer, definitely give this class setup a try in game and command your team into battle. If you did enjoy this loadout video, then give the video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then why haven't you? Hit subscribe right now and also click the bell notification icon next to it, so that way you're always notified as to when I make an upload. If you have any friends who might be interested in this sort of content, then share the video around with them to help give my loadout videos and my channel more widespread exposure. And if you want to see behind the scenes previews on my loadout videos, you can follow me on Twitter at jordanxbrookes for all the latest on there. So until the next video, I thank you all for watching, stay true to me troops, and I'll see you in game.
Dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe.